present everyone. Great. Welcome to dotstudioPRO. We bring the platform and you bring the brilliance. This is week 4 of dotstudioPRO's Film MBA, and today is Track It Thursday, number 4.
You are awesome.
Yes, you are awesome. Thank you guys for stopping by to join in. I am your host, Phoenix Gonzalez, one of the co-founders, and it is our mission to empower our content creators to make 10 times what they make on platforms like YouTube and Netflix. And currently, some of our creators are. So, woohoo to those creators. So, over the last couple of weeks, we have slacked it. We've been slackers. We have marketed it Monday. We've worked it Wednesday. We've tracked it Tuesday. Let's do that again. So we have marketed it Monday. We've tried it Tuesday. We have worked it Wednesday. We have tracked it Thursday. We have featured it Friday. We have shared it Saturday. And we have been social on Sunday. So I just wanted to thank everybody who's taken part in the Film MBA program. This was our first 4-week stint. And next, we're taking a week off next week, and the week after that, we're going to go into audience building. So we're going to be bringing in a lot of experts in the next round. So EchoRank has been working with us, and we'll continue to work with EchoRank. But outside of EchoRank, we're going to be bringing in some experts to really talk about audience building and some of the things that you guys can start doing now that you understand how to use your dotstudioPRO account. Hopefully, some of you have integrated into Facebook. I'm going to show you some stats on Facebook today that might blow your mind. With one of our content creators. And, you know, at this point now, I feel like this is our last week of kind of tracking it. I'm going to take you through some of the ins and outs of what we've seen. And then we're going to get ready in 4 weeks, for our next 4-week course, which starts not this week coming, but the week after. So we're going to jump right in. I'm going to share that screen of mine, that pretty lovely screen. And great. I am now going to go into our weekly stats update. So you know that we've been using our dotstudioPRO Twitter handle to engage with you guys and promote our creators so that you guys can better understand what's going on in the landscape. So you can see that we're up about 196 from last week. We're up tweets about 54 from last week. Retweets, we're down 26.3%. Where are my filmmakers at, yo? Impressions, there is no change in impressions. Still holding strong with Ontario at 3% at the bottom of the top cities. Woo to my hometown. California always seems to be the best, and obviously, you know, it is Hollywood, so content creators are saturated in this vicinity for sure. Still, comedy is at the top of our list, so comedy is rocking it in terms of interest. The genre has stayed the same. Engagement is down. What? Again, filmmakers, where are you at? I know everybody's busy. We've got a lot going on. I'm hoping that you guys are all creating amazing projects. YouTube is nothing. Actually, I think we've had a couple more subscribers since we collected this data. Our analytics sessions show that we're up 30%. Our users are up 54%. And these are our page views. And this is actually tracking on, I believe, My Spotlight. So we're going to further explore that. On My Spotlight, we're up on Facebook 4%. New page likes, which is interesting. We're actually up today. So these stats were compiled on Monday, but we're up today because we just started running a Facebook campaign. Literally put 20 bucks in, and 20 bucks has brought us probably another 150 subscribers to My Spotlight. Total reach, posts. I can post all this information for you guys. And as you can see, the Philippines is starting to come in. So Facebook's algorithm has us inside of My Spotlight promoting to the Filipino audience, which is really interesting because it's not what we chose, but it's what Facebook felt like made sense against Underexposed, which is the project we're featuring right now with Toyota Scion. So interesting enough. Let's see. Twitter, up. Tweets. So followers are up, tweets are up, retweets are down, impressions are down. So these are interesting things for us to kind of make mention of and pay attention to. We have to look at on My Spotlight, which is our responsibility to bring you guys an audience, where the disconnect in retweets and impressions are. So maybe our posts aren't as interesting as people would like, so maybe we need to shake it up a bit. So we need to play with that. Top cities pretty much holding strong the same. And YouTube is down. Well, as you all know, we had to start over with YouTube because YouTube cut off our My Spotlight page without any explanation. Boo, YouTube. As much as we appreciate being a part of the YouTube community, it sucks, and I can now understand why content creators who come to dotstudioPRO express the frustration of just, you know, not knowing why Google cuts them off or why YouTube cuts them off, because there is nowhere to reach out to, nobody to talk to. They don't give you access to human people to talk to. At dotstudioPRO, we do. I am here, and so is our team. Slackers unite. Great. So if we look at Echo Rank, we're really proud to say that we are second, which means that we aren't number one. One of our creators is kicking our butt, and we actually are really happy for that. Film Festival Flicks, which is one of our enterprise clients, is killing it in the online space. Very proud of them. And let's see who is actually, so James Maslow seems to be the top tweet so far. Behind the Velvet Rope is killing it right now. Woo-hoo-hoo! We love Behind the Velvet Rope. They're right now at the New York Film Festival, so you'll see us posting about that, as well as we got some stuff on Heroes, which is on tonight that we're promoting for them, and ManJam. ManJam is hot right now because they're going to StreamCon, and they're really focused on their social media. And so, you know, if there's a lesson you can take from any of our creators, there's two creators. Steve Strangio didn't show up on this list, but I gotta say, Steve Strangio, I'm not sure if you're using Echo Rank, but we see you online. You are rocking it across Facebook and Twitter. So we also have to shout you out, even though you're not showing up in here because you're not using Echo Rank. So that's that. So Track It Thursday. Here's some of the things that we've been researching and that we've been playing around with. So we want to talk about tracking views. So I'm going to actually cut through to a creator's dashboard. So I'm going to preface this dashboard by saying this creator only has a channel inside of Facebook. They, again, only have a channel in Facebook. Look at their viewership. They are rocking it. And all they're doing is telling their audience to check out their custom tab. And people are engaging, they're leaving comments, and he's doing really well in terms of you know, being able to see what a conversion is. His fill, so one thing you're gonna say, yeah, but his ad revenue isn't that great inside of Facebook. You're correct. Facebook's fill rate, he's not hitting 10,000 views per week yet. Facebook, the fill rate for advertising inside of the custom tab on Facebook is gonna be less than your owned and operated, but as that audience grows and engages with it more, your fill rate is going to get higher, which means that your actual CPM dollars that you're making are higher. But let's face it, do you make $6.44 on YouTube? I think not, for 8,000 views. So still, he's still making 10 times what he would make on YouTube with that many views. So if we look at his video, so let's look at this video here as we track it. So as we're tracking it, so total uniques, total views, you can see that there's an embed, a Facebook, and a channel. So now he has it living. Oh, so let me also say the creator now put it on his website because he launched a new website. So that's this channel here. This is Facebook, and this is an embed. So the embed, I think he shared it with somebody to embed it for him. So you can see sporadic. Look at that. Look at the viewership. As he releases content, because he's putting up a new piece of content every week, you can see how the viewership goes up and down. Great stat for him. And on this video, you can see total starts, total pauses, total seeks, and you can see over time. So he had a highly engaged audience when he first launched the video, and over time, it's consistently gone down, and it's pretty much stayed the same until we get to the end of the run because he launched a new video. So kudos to James Maslow. James Maslow is using dotstudioPRO on the ad serving side from the right perspective. He's driving audience from YouTube. He's driving audience to his owned and operated, which is website, as well as his Facebook fan page. And he is actually seeing the conversion. So he's converting, you know, if he has millions of fans. So he's literally converting like 8 to 10% of his audience right now, and he's just getting started. So over time, he's going to see the value, because even with less creators on his, or less people going to his site, he's making more money than he makes on YouTube. Again, less people on his owned and operated, making more money than the amount of views he's getting on YouTube. So at the end of the day, our real focus with you guys is for you guys to understand that even with a smaller audience that you're converting to your owned and operated, you're going to make more revenue with them, and you are going to get to create a more sticky environment where you can continue to engage your audience beyond your social platforms. All those social platforms are hooks. They're ways for you to be able to really start driving audience to other places. You know, all your fans find you on these social platforms, and then they kind of want to go on that rabbit hole with you. They want to know what's going on your website, what's going on here, you know, like, so you have to engage them and give them the opportunity to discover you in multiple places. And your owned and operated is where you kind of want that whole funnel of Facebook, YouTube, all of those things to come back to, because that's where you're going to make the most money. Monetize, monetize, monetize. So looking at some articles, which we are going to post in Slack, tracking your views, looking at the most basic thing. How am I actually working with my audience? How is my audience viewing my content? What's the engagement like? Am I capturing the right statistics? Am I tracking my traffic sources? So let's actually look at that. So his traffic sources. So outside of obviously knowing what these tracking sources are, and if we look at, let's look at this. You can see this is his website. So his website traffic source is giving him this. Facebook, that's the last like week. Embed, that's the last week as well. So on his website in the last week, he's done the most because that's where he's driving his audience. But his audience is engaging with him through his dotstudioPRO platform on his website. Another way to track referral sources through dotstudioPRO is devices. Really important to understand devices. So as you can see, his largest audience is Windows Chrome. So it's definitely not like a prosumer. It's more so like your evolved consumer. The prosumer is the kind of more so the creators and the people who are creating content like you and are listening to you because that's what inspires them to do more. But like kind of that Windows audience, they're more so like, you know, people who shop at Best Buy, people who shop at, say, Fry's, people who like are, you know, who are interested in the newest products, but not from the perspective of, and I guess that's maybe because I'm a Mac user, maybe that's not nice of me to say, maybe Windows users are also prosumers, but I kind of look at them as like evolved consumers because I look at prosumers and maybe that's snobbish of me as Mac users. Boo to me. Android Chrome is doing really well for him. And I'll also tell you part of the reason for this is his audience is actually really saturated in like the UK as well as in like Puerto Rico, go figure, and Spain. So it's the economics around Windows is obviously cheaper than Mac and in those emerging countries, and Chrome is still the browser of choice. So great. Tracking our traffic sources, booyah. Okay, tracking engagement. So I kind of did show you that when I went to, let's go to the summary, and then we'll go back to our video. Let's go back to a video here. Come on along. Come on along. So tracking engagement. So this is a good way to be able to track your engagement as well as frame by frame. I know a lot of you who are the filmpreneurs in our platform are also not only directors, not only actors, but also editors. So being able to play frame by frame of the video and see what's happening, because if you start to see like major spikes, then maybe there's something wrong with the video file, or maybe you need to redo the edit slightly to change it up because the users are getting turned off at a certain point. So when you play your video against this engagement graph, you're able to actually track the engagement to its, you know, and drill down like micro look at it. Tracking your audience retention. So again, in here, here's your audience retention. You can actually see what's happening, and you can see that when you first launch the video to over time, it's pretty consistent over time once you get through the first initial, oh my God, you launched a new video, I want to watch it. And tracking your conversation. So this is more so like This is more so your social. So it's like looking at like how things, so let's look at Echo Rank. So actually, you know what? We've already looked at Echo Rank. Let's look at Twitter. I'm getting yawn. Just ate some food, so I got the itis. But tracking engagement. So actually, let me go to notifications because that's what's going to tell me what's going on from a conversation perspective. So you can see people are favoriting, people are retweeting, people are hashtagging us, people are, so you can see with the conversations that people are actually digging what we're posting. So the conversations are pretty good from the perspective that people are retweeting and they're sharing and they're liking. Are they actually leaving us messages? Well, let's check our direct messages. So yeah, 20 hours ago, 17 hours ago. So people are communicating with us. So these are the kinds of things that you want to track when it comes to your conversations online. How are people's likes, retweets, shares, favorites? Are these things happening? If they're happening, you want to reach out to those people and communicate with them. And then, so this was from entrepreneur.com. We are filmpreneurs, so I thought that it would only be proper for me to show you entrepreneur.com. And thank you, Richard, for getting us that article. Richard is one of our tech gurus at dotstudioPRO. Well, actually, he's more like the video, social media, marketing guru. So thank you, Richard Encarnacion. I always say his name wrong, but I think I said it right this time. He is one of our rock stars on working with me on that side. So here's another article that I really, and this is actually a blog that I follow, Social Media Examiner. Go Richard, because he intuitively went to this blog, which is one that I love to refer to. So I'm going to post these things in Slack under Track It Thursday. And I'm getting yawn. Oh, the food's getting to me. Google Analytics. So same thing, whether it's Google Analytics or so if you have your website and you have Google Analytics on your website, you want to track your website's Google Analytics, and then you want to cross-reference your video analytics with your dotstudioPRO account. Great article. So tracking the referring traffic, reviewing the quality and relevancy of your content. And I want to talk about that for a quick second. So reviewing the quality and relevance of your content. How do you know if your content is relevant? Here is some of the tricks of the trade. So in Twitter, as well as in Echo Rank, I go back to, so look at trends. Easy throwback. So if you like, okay, Bad City. Bad City is a throwback to the 70s, which is a throwback movie. So it's like, it's basically a spin on blaxploitation, and they're calling it whitesploitation. This is the perfect way to create a conversation around your content today on Throwback Thursday. Bad City, are you listening? Easy throwback, hashtag. That is now being able to insert yourself into a relevant conversation and make your content found within that conversation that's happening today. NYCC. So Behind the Velvet Ropes, they are filming at the New York Film Festival right now. NYCC in the house behind the Velvet Ropes. That is a way for them to actually be able to throw themselves into that conversation. So the quality and relevance of content, really important, especially when you're socially sharing, to like make sure you're using those hashtags, create your own hashtags, latch on to conversations, go back and actually like, so look at this here. So if I am to go to Easy Throwback Thursday, I literally, and this is also, you can also find this stuff in Echo Rank, but literally you can go and see what conversations are happening. Oh, look at this, Jimmy Kimmel, he's got 48 likes, or 48 likes and 8 reposts. So this is a conversation you might want to throw a joke in and share your URL to your movie, because you can see that there's a conversation brewing here. So you want to become a part of that conversation. 33 here, Brett Lowry. Go, Mr. Lowry. Easy throwback. So do we have any sports movies? We have a whole extreme sports section. Any of our extreme sports can actually be like getting in here, hashtagging him, hashtagging throwback, easy throwback, and creating conversation within the existing conversation. So again, that is about reviewing the quality and relevancy of your content. I'm also going to post this, which I found. Do you want to know every holiday that's happening every day of this year? This website does that. So today is American Touch Tag Day. You remember when you were a kid and you did tag your it? So if you look at our My Spotlight page, I believe, go figure, it might not have posted yet. Yes, it did. National Touch Tag Day. We actually just posted 2 hours ago, and we actually hashtagged that. So if I go to National Hashtag Day, I will see our post show up in that conversation. And then if anybody's interested in watching our content, they will find it if they're searching in National Touch Tag Day. So I'm gonna stop sharing now because I feel like I've talked a lot. I talked my ear off.
That was easy.
Right? Thank you, Mr. Staples. I just wanted to commend all of you guys for the hard work you've done over the last 4 weeks. It is a process. We are building a community here. Community doesn't happen overnight, but engaging our community is important to us because we make, when you guys are successful, we're successful. So it's the same way you have to think about your audience. Engaging your audience, even if it's a small group to start, if you engage them and keep them engaged, they are going to bring more audience into your audience because that's how it goes. Somebody feels loyal to you, they're a fan of yours, they share your content out because they believe in you. So the people who believe in you are the people you need to be communicating with so that you can continue to make compelling content. And the other thing I'm going to talk about on Track It Thursday, I sent out a newsletter yesterday. How many of you read it? In the newsletter, I asked, this is my call to action. This is what our team wants from you. We want to create a commercial with all of you guys. And obviously, because everybody's around the world, we've got people in Egypt, Australia, UK, Brazil, we've got people all over the place. We just want you to send in a video, just a simple video, snap it on your iPhone, do it here on your computer, save it, upload it into your Pro account, send it to us via Dropbox, however you want, and just tell us, I am a pro. And after you do that, hit send. Send us that video because we have a great concept for creating a commercial with all of you guys. And the second thing is we're creating a goal wall. Steve Strangio, booyah, you rock. I asked Steve Strangio last week on Slack, just as a test, I asked about 5 different filmmakers, what are your goals? Based on last week, Thursday, when we talked about setting goals and tracking them, you know, so that you could be successful. Steve sent us a video, and thank you, Steve, for sending us that video. It was like really well produced. We're really impressed with Steve. And he basically told us what his goal was for the rest of this year. And so our inspiration from that is that we want to create a goal wall so that we can continue to go back over time and as a team, including you, because you are a part of our family and our team, and we want to be able to make sure that we're all meeting our goals. And whatever we need to do to support you with those goals, we actually are armed with video that tells us this is what you're focused on. So somebody's saying it doesn't make sense. That's Slack. See, this is what happens when you have Slack on your phone. You get slacked. And then as time goes by, you can answer those Slacks. So that's it for this week on dotstudioPRO Film MBA. This is week 4 of Track It Thursday. It is our last day of video for this series. Not next week, but the week after, we're going to do the Audience Building 101. I want to thank you guys all for being troopers and sticking it out with us. And if you need any help, you know, inside of Slack, I need help channel for asking questions, getting support. The general, you can ask any of us questions, and all of the resources that we've used and are going to continue to apply will be inside of Slack for you. One last thing, there's a new thing that one of our developers found called Outbrain. Outbrain. It'll cost you about $10 to run a campaign a day, but it's worth it. So check it out. I will also put it in Slack. These are all things that I think are important. And that's it for today. dotstudioPRO. Guess what? I'm not even going to say it. Oh, but I am going to share it. So guess what? Boo, 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 yeah. As we say in the dotstudioPRO world, we bring the platform and you bring the brilliance. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope that this series has been helpful to you, and we continue to want to add value. So if there's something you feel like you're missing from this Film MBA, we'd love to address it in the next round of audience building. So reach out and touch us. You're it. Tag.